She was interested in you. Then you said one weak sentence. And everything changed. Attraction rarely dies instantly. Respect does. Most men lose respect without even realizing it. Not because of their looks. Not because of money. Because of the way they speak under pressure. Women notice language faster than men notice behavior. One sentence can make you look calm. Or desperate. One line can separate a man she chases from a man she ignores. And the dangerous part? Most guys say the wrong things automatically. You have probably done it too. A woman pulls away slightly. Replies slower. Acts colder. And suddenly the guy starts explaining himself. Over-texting. Seeking reassurance. Trying harder. That is where respect disappears. Not in silence. In emotional weakness. Now here is what strong men understand. Respect is not built through approval seeking. It is built through emotional stability. The words you use reveal your frame instantly. Women test this unconsciously every single day. Not always intentionally. Sometimes they just want to see if your mood depends on them. Most men fail the test immediately. A woman says she is busy. The weak man replies emotionally. The strong man stays grounded. That difference changes everything. Because women are drawn to men who remain centered under pressure. Not reactive. Not needy. Not emotionally collapsing over small changes. And there are specific lines that instantly communicate that energy. Not pickup lines. Not manipulative tricks. Real masculine communication. Simple words. But powerful. For example, a woman cancels plans last minute. Most men say this. Oh, okay, I understand, but deep inside? They are frustrated. Hurt. Waiting desperately for another chance. Women feel that energy immediately. Now listen carefully to this line. No worries, maybe another time. That is it. Short. Calm. No emotional leakage. No guilt. No pressure. No begging. That sentence communicates abundance. It tells her your life continues either way. And suddenly she feels your value more. Why? Because emotional control is rare. Especially today. Most men panic when attention disappears. Strong men do not. And women notice instantly. Here is another one. A woman takes hours to reply. Weak men stare at the phone. Double text. Send memes. Try to regain attention. But a respected man never competes for attention. He simply continues his life. Then when she replies, he responds normally. No passive aggression. No emotional punishment. No, wow, finally you replied. That line kills attraction fast. Instead, he says something calm. Good to hear from you. Simple. Unbothered. Controlled. That emotional restraint creates mystery. And mystery creates attraction. Because now she starts wondering about you. Your attention no longer feels guaranteed. That changes the entire dynamic. Now here comes one of the most powerful lines. And most men are too insecure to say it. A woman asks, "Why are you so quiet?" Weak men rush to explain themselves. Strong men smile and say this. I only talk when there is something worth saying. That line changes the energy immediately. Because silence stops looking awkward. It starts looking powerful. This is something many men never learn. Stillness creates presence. Calmness creates authority. And women deeply respect men who are comfortable in silence. Especially today. Everybody talks too much. Everybody overshares. Everybody performs for attention. A calm man feels different. Grounded. Rare. Dangerous in a good way. And women feel that emotionally. Now let's go deeper. One of the biggest mistakes men make is explaining themselves too much. A woman questions your decision, your schedule, your boundaries. And suddenly the guy enters defense mode. Explaining every detail. Trying to avoid conflict. Trying to stay liked. But respected men understand something critical. You do not need to over-explain your standards. Imagine this. A woman says, "You are hard to read." Most men panic. They immediately try to prove emotional availability. But the respected man says this. Not everything needs to be explained immediately. Now she becomes curious. Because you are emotionally composed. Not emotionally available on demand. There is a difference. Women trust emotional strength more than emotional oversharing. Remember that. Now let's talk about boundaries. Because this is where most men lose themselves. A woman disrespects you slightly. Maybe she mocks you in front of others. Maybe she constantly tests your patience. Weak men laugh it off to avoid losing her. Strong men stay calm and say this. I do not tolerate disrespect. Notice something important. No yelling. No emotional outburst. No drama. Just certainty. That calm certainty is powerful. Because respect comes from standards. Not aggression. Most men think masculinity means dominance. Real masculinity is emotional discipline. A man who controls himself controls the room. Women feel safe around that energy. And attraction grows inside safety mixed with strength. Now here is another line women instantly respect. Especially during arguments. A woman becomes emotional. The weak man reacts emotionally back. Now both people lose control. But the strong man says this. We can talk when emotions are lower. That sentence changes everything. Because now you are leading emotionally instead of reacting emotionally. Leadership is attractive. Especially emotional leadership. Women do not trust men who collapse under pressure. They trust men who stay composed inside chaos. And most men never develop this skill. Because modern men are taught to chase validation. Approval. Attention. Acceptance. But respected men accept something uncomfortable. Not everyone will like you. And that is okay. That mindset changes your words completely. For example, a woman says, "You probably say that to every girl." Most men instantly defend themselves. No, I swear I do not. Now they look nervous. Reactive. Seeking approval. But the respected man smiles slightly and says this. You can believe whatever you want. That confidence hits differently. Because you are no longer trying to control her perception. And ironically, that makes her trust you more. Neediness destroys attraction. Certainty strengthens it. Now pay attention to this next one. It may be the most important line in this entire video. A woman starts pulling away emotionally. Most men chase harder. Text more. Call more. Pressure more. But the respected man says this: if you need space, take it. That line communicates strength most men cannot fake. Because emotionally weak men fear distance. Strong men respect it. That calm detachment creates emotional impact. Sometimes more than pursuit ever could. And suddenly she starts thinking about you more. Not because you chased. Because you did not. Now understand this carefully. These lines only work if your mindset matches them. Women can detect fake confidence quickly. If you say calm words while secretly panicking inside, they will feel it. Real masculine communication starts internally. Through self-respect. Through discipline. Through emotional control. A man who needs validation cannot speak powerfully for long. Eventually his insecurity leaks out. Through tone. Behavior. Energy. That is why your life matters outside women. Purpose matters. Fitness matters. Discipline matters. A man with direction speaks differently. Moves differently. Handles rejection differently. And women respect that deeply. Not because he acts cold, but because he is emotionally grounded. Now let me tell you something most men never hear. Women do not test men to destroy them. They test for emotional safety. They want to know if your confidence is real or temporary. If pressure breaks you emotionally, respect disappears. But if pressure reveals calmness, attraction grows. That is why certain men walk into rooms and instantly command attention without trying. It does not look alone. It is emotional presence. And language reveals presence fast. A desperate man speaks to gain approval. A respected man speaks from certainty. That difference changes relationships completely. Now imagine two men. Both average looking. Both successful enough. But one constantly explains himself. Seeks reassurance. Gets emotional over small things. The other stays calm. Speaks directly. Keeps standards. Controls his emotions. Who do you think women trust more? Who feels stronger? Who feels masculine? Exactly. And here is the truth most men avoid. Women cannot respect a man who does not respect himself. Self-respect changes your tone before it changes your words. That is why the strongest lines are usually the simplest. Because true confidence does not need performance. It feels relaxed, controlled, certain, and rare. So, the next time a woman tests your patience, pulls away, questions you, challenges you, do not react emotionally. Pause. Breathe. Stay centered. Because in that moment she is not only hearing your words, she is reading your emotional state. And if your energy says desperation, respect disappears silently. But if your energy says calm certainty, everything changes. Women hear these lines and instantly feel something different. Not arrogance. Not manipulation. Strength. Emotional stability. Masculine control. And in a world full of emotionally reactive men, that alone makes you unforgettable.